Hey everybody, just like you, every summer I wrestle with finding the balance, right? We want our kids to enjoy summer vacation, but the game calls to us. How long should we take off before we get them back in the game? And that's one of the reasons we really love what NHL Sense Arena is doing this offseason. They've rolled out new monthly training packs to give players a structured plan to follow all summer, so you're not wondering what they should be working on. They've also added creator packs featuring drills from NHL goaltenders Devin Cooley, Joey Decord, along with Brody True's Summer Skills Pack. It's a fun way for players and goalies to work on their hockey IQ, decision making, stick handling, reactions, and game situations right from their home in just 10 or 15 minutes. Perfect to keep them away from the ice, but get that hockey in. So if you've been thinking about trying Sense Arena, now is the time. Their off-season prices is always the lowest of the year, and Our Kids Play Hockey listeners can save an additional $25 with the promo code OKPH. So head over to hockey.sensearena.com, use that promo code OKPH, and keep your players sharp all summer long. Check out that website, then come on back and get yourselves sharp with this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. This episode is powered by NHL Sense Arena. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. It's Lee and Mike here today, and gang, what we want to talk to you about is the importance of setting standards. You might have heard this word. Let's define it. Standards are the guidelines you adhere to throughout your day, throughout your season, throughout your life, let's just say non-negotiables. A great standard is I will be to the rink an hour before the game. That is a standard. I will prepare my body before the game by eating healthy. I will get the right amount of recovery and sleep. I will get my schoolwork done before practice because I know I'm not going to do it after practice. It can be other things too, like I will be the hardest worker on the ice every time I step on the ice. I will be the best teammate I can possibly be every time I'm with my team. Will you be perfect with these standards? Absolutely not. Standards are built through trial and failure and learning and growing. Can standards change? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you've got to have some standards. And I don't care if you're 6 or 16 or 60 listening to this episode. Standards are a path to massive success in your life, on the ice. I said it in our big episode this week. We have not had a pro athlete on, whether they're a Stanley Cup champion, Walter Cup champion, Olympian, gold medalist, silver medalist, anything, that did not have the highest standards. You do not have to wait to set standards. I'm going to bring in my really good friend and mentor, Mike Bonelli, here to talk about some standards. Mike, why don't we talk about, again, some standards we set in our teams and how the kids, those of you listening, can set them for yourselves.
Right. So I think one of the number one things you can do as a young player is kind of write down what you think the standards are and what you want to abide by, and then try to put them together with what the coach wants. So if the coach has these expectations, dress code for games, meals, healthy meals, getting to the rink an hour before or half hour before, whatever it is, whatever those standards are, then you have to kind of write down what your standards are and make sure they're aligning. Because at the end of the day, if your standards are different than and in a negative way from what the coaching staff wants, it's not going to work. So you have to find a way to find the medium and balance. And by no means, if your coach is not establishing really, really high standards, doesn't mean that you shouldn't aspire to have really, really high standards. Right. So if your coach says, I don't care when you show up, just show up, be there. Well, then it's your obligation to say, well, what's my standard? Like, where do I want to go with this? And my standard is going to be, I'm going to get there. I'm going to warm up. I'm going to be dressed. I'm going to be sitting in my pads, helmet on, mouth guard in, everything strapped up 10 minutes before practice, whether the standard's there or not. And I think once you start establishing those things, you're going to find you're going to get to teams that have higher standards.
Yeah, look, another piece of advice, kids, is this. If this is something you want to do, if you listen to this show, right, this is probably something you're going to want to do. You don't have to go crazy with standards right away. You don't have to set 55 standards for yourself today and be like, okay, I'm going to get there early. I'm going to study game film, because what you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. All right. Like nobody can just jump in and do all of them at once. Yeah. Just start with one. Just start with one standard, whatever you want it to be. It could be, again, eating, being there at a certain time. A big one is putting down your screen at a certain time before a game. There's a lot of research that shows you should not be on screens before you get on the ice. It does not help you. All right. So find something. Talk with your parents about what are some standards we can set. Your parents will know standards they wish you had. All right. And they will tell you. All right. I'm going to say it again. One of my favorite ones with my kids at home that I love. I'm kind of bragging about kids, but I don't ever have to really fight my kids to get out of bed to go to hockey. Right. That tells me as their parent that they enjoy it, especially the really early morning games where nobody wants to get up. Right. They figured out that, okay, if I love this, I'm going to get up and I'm going to get ready to go. And then the other standards is they pack the night before, the bag's already in the car, right? They have their breakfast prepared. It might just be like a granola bar or protein shake. And they're usually sleeping in what they're going to wear out the door. But that's a standard. They set the standard, right? So find something, anything that you want. And again, ones we love on the ice is just being a great teammate or working as hard as I can, right? And I'm going to say this again, working as hard as you can looks a little different every day. But you should be able to look in the mirror, look at your coach and say, okay, I did my best today. Or I didn't do my best today. I'm going to do that better tomorrow. Set the standard and start with one. And then when you get one down, add another one, add another one, add another one. Also, I said it before, do you need 50 standards? No. A good 4 or 5 will set you on a path to success, right? But you got to find what those are for you. Coaches are great guides and mentors for that. So are your parents. All right. I will also say this too. Sometimes the lack of a standard, Mike just said that, the lack of a standard also shows you the standard that you want to have. If you've got a coach or a friend or anybody that you feel like, man, we're not doing well because we're not doing X, Y, Z, well, you've just discovered a standard. And kids listening, when you get older, this is why it's important to start young, you will have GPA or grade point average standards in school where you have to get certain grades to play. If you have not built up the standards for how to do well in school, by the time that happens, you're going to struggle. And I've seen it. All right. A standard of, are you a night owl? Are you staying up till 3 a.m.? All right. Happens to the best of us when we're teenagers, gang. Don't get me wrong. But what are you doing to help yourself get the recovery time you need? Just some things to think about. Mike, any final thoughts on setting standards?
No, I think what Lee said earlier is correct. Like, start small, build on your standards, and then you're going to build your repertoire of who you are. Let's just start with 1, then get to 2, add some more, whatever it is. And when you start finding success, just start adding the little things that are going to help you be more successful. Yeah.
And kids, just final thought. If you're like, I want to set standards, I don't know where to start, talk to your parents, talk to your coach. You can go online and search what are some good standards.
Okay? Listen to a bunch of Ride to the Rinks.
Yeah, listen to a bunch of our shows. It's a good point, Mike. I should be saying that. All right, kids, listen, no matter where you're at on your hockey journey, remember, we believe in you. You should too. For Mike, I'm Lee. We'll see you on the next Ride to the Rink. Have fun, everybody.